Dr. Aruna Vasudevaji, respected Shri Dibash Nathji, distinguished guests, members of the faculty, respected members of the jury, and above all, our dear friends who are participants at this institute. It's indeed a matter of great privilege and honor to be present at this occasion of the First Frames 2014, which is being thrown open today. At the outset, I think I would like to just convey that how lucky you are in the field of media and entertainment. Despite the talk of the global meltdown of the economy because of various reasons, the slowdown which we have been experiencing over the last 1.5, 2 years, media and entertainment industry is growing at a phenomenal pace of almost on an average of 11 to 12%. Be it radio, be it television, be it films, print media, social media, there is a lot of revolution, a silent revolution which is taking place globally and in India also. If you look at the whole gamut of activities that we undertake in the Ministry of I&B and the whole space of I&B, we have in the TV itself approximately 800 channels in television, out of which approximately 50% are news and current affairs channels. You can see the magnitude of operation of the electronic media in the country's space today. There are about 250 applications which are still pending with us, seeking permission to enter into this space. The number of local cable operators is approximately about 60,000. The multi-system operators are about 6,000. 200 plus broadcasters in the country. And this is an ever-growing number. The private FM channels today are about 245. FM radio is expanding at a phenomenal pace. There are 839 new channels which are going to be auctioned. As and when the government gets elected, we will start that process in full steam. The metros are already covered by the digitization exercise, and the non-metros with a population of almost about 1 lakh and above are going to be covered in the phase 4 of digitization, which we hope should be completed by December 2014. So you can well imagine the space, the growing space and the revolution, evolvement of technology which is taking place the world over, and India is no exception to it. The DTH subscribers in the country which are registered with the private services are about 52 million. The 77 million cable TV subscribers in the country. The digital addressable system for cable TV subscribers is approximately about 30 million. The set-top boxes which you and I use at our domestic homes for the television, about 3 crore have already been installed. There is a demand for about 14 crores set-top boxes which are to be installed. And imagine these are imported. By and large, the domestic industry has not been able to catch up with the demand for set-top boxes. We have been very keen that this is an immense opportunity for the domestic industry to come forward and in fact utilize this opportunity to generate employment and make the set-top boxes available to the country, to the households at a much cheaper rate. As far as the filmic content is concerned, there is a vast innovation and creativity which is taking place the world over. I am extremely glad to know that this institute, the Madhubala Institute for Communications and Electronic Media, is hosting this 6th International Film Festival. This is an excellent platform for students to exchange ideas, their visions, concepts, and to help boost creativity. A festival like this is a great meeting point for the film luminaries to exchange views and fine-tune innovative ideas and concepts. Images, particularly moving images, have a much greater impact on minds, body, and soul than any other medium, be it in the sphere of infotainment or raising of social issues. As far as the government is concerned, in the I&P space, what we propose is to act as an enabler and a facilitator. We are not governing the whole space of information and broadcasting. We are not regulating and monitoring on a day-to-day basis, but we do provide facility for people to come together, to provide a platform for people to exchange ideas, their visions, their concepts, and discuss and innovate further. We have tried to inculcate the sense of capacity building in the government through our institutes, Satyajit Ray Institute, Film Institute of Training in Kolkata, the FTII at Pune, the IIMC, which is the Indian Institute of Mass Communications at Delhi, which is expanding its tentacles in various geographical regions. There is a center which is coming up at Kottayam, there is a center coming up at Aizawl, there is a center coming up in J&K, and the one in Delhi. We propose to enhance the infrastructure and upgrade facilities at each of these institutions. We are also nurturing the areas of animation, gaming, and visual effects, which were hitherto untouched in the I&B ministry. On the eve of centenary celebrations of Indian cinema more than a year ago, we started the National Students' Film Festivals and Awards. Alternatively, these awards and festivals are organized at Pune and Kolkata. I am sure that some of you must have participated because it is thrown open to everyone in the country. 2 of these events have already been held, and these awards and festivals have been well received in India and abroad. Efforts of this institute in organizing and taking a lead in Student Film Festival is one of the very laudable steps in the right direction, recognizing the vast pool of talent that is available in the country. I have always maintained that it is far better to catch the talent young. As we say, the saying is, catch them young. This is very, very critical, I think, to the growth of the innovative and creative aspects of any youth. Early recognition encourages the young filmmakers to push the boundary limits of their creativity. This film festival is a significant milestone of recognition, and I do congratulate the director of the institute for having taken pains to organize an event of this magnitude. We have already organized a couple of festivals this year. One was the International Film Festival at Goa, which is held every year, IFFI Goa. Again, this will be held at Goa in November 2014. This was preceded by the Children Film Festival, which is called the Golden Elephant, which was organized at Hyderabad, where we received a record number of entries this year. The special focus was on students with disability, the children with disability, and I'm happy that there was a phenomenal response for the children at this festival. Subsequently, we also had a festival that called Mumbai International Film Festival for Documentaries and Shorts. As Professor Vasudeva was mentioning, I think there is a lot of creativity which emerges out of documentary and short films and how you portray the life in its various facets. Filmmaking is evolving with the advent of technology. The social media, which is the most ungoverned space in the world over, is taking center stage, and I think we should utilize this space to come forward and express ourselves through this social media. Each and every segment of the filmmaking is now affected to a large extent by changing technologies, which is transforming the qualitative face of the Indian cinema. The young torchbearers of the country in the sector of cinematography must strive to inject technological know-how in the Indian cinema. I am glad that this festival is also including the National Students Photography and on-the-spot mobile film making competition. This is another innovative idea which is being portrayed through this festival. There is a blogging competition as well as Association of the Korean Culture Center, which has already begun, which will conclude tomorrow. For fresh initiatives, I would like to congratulate the organizers in this endeavor, which undoubtedly bolsters the cinematic culture in the country. I sincerely hope that the event will scale new heights in the days to come. On the print side also, there is a massive growth which is taking place through the publications. We know that in our country has approximately about 100,000 odd publications. There are challenges, but with challenges are also coming a great number of opportunities. For example, how do you define an editor? Whether a foreign editor can own the media in the country, this is a challenge. How do we handle the problems of local cable operators? This is a great challenge for the ministry and for the government. How do you handle the cross-media holdings in the media space? Do you allow the state governments, the municipal corporations, the local bodies to participate in the media? This is a great challenge, again, which is being confronted by us. Well, these challenges we definitely try to confront through consultative process, through participatory process, consultation with the industry. And I am happy that the self-regulatory form of governance which the media has undertaken has yielded dividends, and it's moving in the right direction. The News Broadcasters Association, the News Broadcasters Standards Authority, the Broadcasting Content Complaints Council, the Advertising Standards Council are addressing some of the key issues which engage us on a day-to-day basis. For example, obscenity, portrayal of women, child abuse. Now, these are some of the issues which keep on arising on a day-to-day basis, which are addressed by all such bodies. In addition, keeping in view the sanctity of the Cable and Television Networks Act and the Program and Advertising Code, we also look at all such issues through an interministerial process of consultation within the ministry so that the regulations and the policies and programs are framed accordingly. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the director, the management of this institute, and the student fraternity for giving me an opportunity to be present at this festival. I am sure the deliberations, consultations at this event will go a long way in addressing our concerns, all our challenges for the future. I wish all of you the very best at this occasion. The participants who have participated in this festival, I think, have done a phenomenal job. I don't envy the jury because the jury's job is the most difficult job to be undertaken, and I don't like to be a part of any such exercise, which is most difficult because in a highly competitive world and the kind of talent which I have witnessed in the inaugural session itself, it conveys that India has a pool of skilled manpower, skilled youth, which can really focus on the future programs and policies of governance in this country. Wish you all the best. Good luck. Thank you. Jai Hind.